back to another episode of Hello Ladies, where feminism meets pro wrestling. I am your host, Sabrina Hannon. You will notice that I said I am your host, as in singular. Unfortunately, Megan has some things going on, so she needs to step away from the podcast. This does not mean that the podcast will be ending. It's going to look a little different, but we are going to continue. So, what could that mean? I am searching for another co-host. In the meantime, it might just be me. I don't know if people will listen to just me, but we'll see. And the other thing is I'm probably going to be doing a lot more of the Women Wrestling Forgot series. I've already started researching a bunch. There was one I was going to do this week, but honestly, when I did not realize like how much of a big deal this woman was. It's a woman that I actually know nothing about. And it was recommended, if I like full transparency, by Alex Coughlin of New Japan. So no shocker here. She is a Japanese wrestler. And just not someone I had ever come across. But man, oh man, like I'm a fan now. So I'm going back and watching some old footage and getting ready for that. But for today's episode, which again, sorry is late, but there were some unforeseen circumstances with Megan having to step away. So yeah. I'm going to talk a bit about Dynamite last night. Oh, this is Thursday. So Dynamite 200 happened last night, and I was really pleased with it overall. I'm not going to talk about the whole card. I'm just going to talk about the highlights for me. There weren't really any like womp womp moments, but I think so. We started off with Jericho and Takashka versus Sammy and Daniel Garcia. And my favorite thing in this match was definitely Takeshita. I can't talk today. Versus, well, when he was in the ring with Daniel Garcia. And oh boy, that crowd started chanting, "You can't dance." I would argue he wasn't really trying, I think. Perhaps because he can't dance. But that was my favorite part of that match. It's all setting up very nicely. Can't wait to see where things go next week, as far as Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society, because screwy finish, and Jericho knew what happened and he still did it. Oh no, who could have seen that coming? Then I think this might have been my match of the night, the Anything Goes match. I said last week, I think on the podcast, if not, I must have just said it to Megan. I wanted Trent to win this. In fact, I had said, if they make Trent eat this pin, I'm going to riot. And they did not do that. This match was obviously going to be good. As we know, I'm not one for the blood. I'm really not. But I mean, Trent, Penta, those two have amazing chemistry together. And then with Moxley as well, as that, like, I was going to say that unhinged element, but I mean, in reality, there's a bit of unhingedness to all three of them. So, it was so nice. They have different styles and it all worked together really nicely. There were some like moments. I did have to close my eyes with Trent and the bat in the head, and but otherwise I really enjoyed this match. And you can bet I did the happiest of dances when Trent got the pin. And then, the Blackpool Combat Club starts coming out through the crowd, and then OC and Chuck are ready and heading them off. And yes, 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 yes. Parking lot match tomorrow, or when you're listening to this today on Rampage. I love that callback, right? This is the parking lot match. Chuck and Trent did such a great job. Again, I will lose my shit if these guys do not win. I'm so beyond tired of the best friends not getting the wins and the recognition that they deserve. Like, the fans aren't the problem here, Tony Khan. It's somebody else, Tony Khan, or whomever happens to be booking them. So yes, with any luck, they will be coming out on top, and I'm looking forward to that. Yes, please. So this is not in order. When there was the Darby Allin's little friend, oh goodness, I can't remember his name now. The kid, Nick, right? I think his name's Nick. Swerve Strickland went after him like, oh, he was an idiot. He posted online when he'd be training or what his training schedule is. That segment, again, not there for the blood, but the segment was really good, I thought. I enjoyed that. Just that little like stab in the heart, going after. I mean, if you want Darby Allin's attention, that's a good way to go about it. The Elite match, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really I watched their entrance and then the end. Because I didn't care. I don't care about Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh. I just don't. Happy that the Elite re-signed. I think it was pretty obvious that they were going to. So no big shocker there. Obviously the Dark Order has also re-signed. Not that AEW made a big deal out of that at all. Guess they didn't. And then we did not get Jerry Lynn versus Jack Perry. We didn't get Jack Perry versus anyone, but we did have RVD come out, which was pretty cool. Will we actually see that match? Who knows? I'm usually against like a quote unquote old timer coming out and taking a belt, especially a belt off of like a younger talent. I'm fine with RVD doing exactly what he said, like him coming out, winning the FTW championship and retiring it, because Tony Khan's AEW is not booking it or treating it like a real title. It's like a fantasy thing. Kind of like up down belt, it's technically kind of part of WWE, kinda, but like it doesn't belong on TV. So we also had that great promo from MJF. Just yeah, loved it. I love everything MJF does, honestly. Then down comes Adam Cole. It's finally announced. We finally have one match announced for All In, being the main event, Adam Cole versus MJF for that title, the Triple B. I don't know who I think is going to win that one. I think it's a little too early to tell. It's going to be an awesome match, and honestly, that's the part that I care about. Now, I have seen people talking about the hug at the end, because they're right now, right? They're still friends, and I want them. They just released a new shirt. It's going to ride out for a little while longer. Like they're they're gonna milk that cash cow just a little bit. So, but the hug, Adam Cole, he did this thing where we saw him in NXT do it before he turned on Roderick Strong, where he hugged him and then did the knife in the back. So people are speculating that it is going to be Adam Cole that turns on MJF, and that MJF is going to know all this already. So it's going to be like a double turn. Possibly. I don't know. There are sometimes in wrestling where I don't care to guess. I'm fine with either outcome. Like, I'm excited for either outcome, and I am here to be entertained. Maybe that doesn't make me the best podcaster or TikToker in the world, but it's true. Like, sometimes wrestling is just to be enjoyed. And that's that. Now, then the other thing I want to talk about is Toni Storm losing her championship to Shida. Thank God. Honestly, yes. I made a video, like a TikTok about this earlier in the week. Toni Storm, I don't think she's a bad wrestler. I did enjoy her work in NXT more than what she's doing in AEW, more than what she did in the brief time she was on the main roster in WWE. But I think she would have really shined in, I mean, not that she's not shining now. She has the charisma. Like, as soon as you see her, you want to look at Toni Storm. She's got a pretty face too, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like, she has that it factor. Her mic skills are all right. I think she does better in like the backstage promo type stuff, but yeah, I don't know. It's just not clicking for me with what she's doing in AEW. I was super pissed when she got the belt a second time. That should have gone to Ruby Soho, in my humble, always correct opinion. And yeah, so I'm absolutely fine with it going to Shida. I think that was a great way to close out Dynamite. I'm glad that they had the women main event. You know, is it maybe because of fan pressure to start booking the women's division better? Maybe, but I mean, also, if we're going with that, probably shouldn't have been the only match on the card that was a women's match. WWE has a lot of things wrong with it, but right now, going into SummerSlam, we have two feuds. One of them will be on SummerSlam. The one we thought would be on SummerSlam isn't. But there are two women's feuds that have literally nothing to do with titles. Shayna versus Ronda, which we will see on SummerSlam, doesn't involve a title. It's a pure feud. Like, great. Not that, like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with titles, like a title feuds. Like, those are obviously very important to wrestling. But when you're talking about growing a division or like putting equity into a division, being able to have feuds and matches that make sense, that don't revolve around the belts, very important. So yeah. And then the other match, of course, being Becky versus Trish. Well, we're gonna get that 2 weeks, I think, right? I think that was it. I don't know why the hell it's not on SummerSlam. That's a whole other thing. But AEW needs to start doing that. They need to start not just having feuds involving the champions. It needs to be inside the ring with women who just have feuds. Like, they don't like each other for whatever reason, and stop having these ridiculous squash matches with indie wrestler number 5. It's fine to have quote enhancement talent, and it's great for exposure for them, but they do it too much. And it's at a detriment to the division at this point. Anyway, moving on to WWE and SummerSlam. I'm going to go through the card and do my predictions, and you're going to be mad because some of these are going to be, I don't necessarily have predictions for them. I'm just excited to see what happens. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, starting off, there is that Battle Royal, which I don't think means anything. I do consider snagging the Macho Man Slim Jim container, like the bust thing, every time I'm at the one gas station in my area because it's there. And I'm just like, I wonder if I could just like, they can keep the Slim Jims. I just want the container. It's really cool. Anyway, I mean, obviously it's going to be LA Knight or Sheamus who wins that. They need to put something with it to make it more important. Like, if you win this, you get a shot at, one of the secondary titles, for example. There's Ronda versus Shayna. I'm wearing my Shayna shirt today. If you do not know, I am the biggest, I'm a pretty big Shayna sexual. Those would be her fans. She is the one who coined that, not me. It's fantastic. I will always use it. Love Shayna Baszler. Shayna sexual for life. I want her to beat Ronda. Ronda's supposed to be going away for a while, even if she wasn't. I want Shayna to beat Ronda. I think they're gonna have a banger of a match, and I think it'd be cool if they have the fight pit that like Shamrock used to be in. He's the only one I can ever remember using the fight pit. But I would love to see that. Regardless, I think it'll be great. And I want to see Shayna go on a tear after that. There are some great opponents that she can have like really good matches with on main roster. We know that because we saw her have those matches and they were excellent in NXT with a lot of these women. So do what I want, WWE. Logan Paul versus Ricochet. I'm actually going to go with Ricochet. This again, it's going to be an excellent match. But definitely go in with Ricochet on this one. This is probably the one I'm least confident in my prediction, but I think, I mean, this has got to be the hottest that Ricochet has been since getting to main roster. The crowd on Monday was chanting his name. It was great. Loved it. Like, I'm so excited to see this for him. And then we have Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. I want Drew to win. I really want Drew to win. That being said, I think they're probably going to have Gunther beat Honky Tonk. What the heck? His record. There we go. His record for holding the international championship. If it wasn't for that fact that like it's so close, I would say 100% Drew. But I don't know. Then we have Asuka, the champ, versus Bianca and Charlotte. This is going to be amazing. This is a match. I don't know who's going to come out on top in it. So no matter who wins this match, I will not be upset. And I mean, there's also the possibility that Io is going to cash in. I'm just really excited for this match. I want to see it. I don't know who's gonna win. Usually I would say like I wouldn't want the champion to lose. Like I wouldn't want Asuka to lose after winning it so soon. I don't think losing it though in like this triple threat would hurt her. So, I'd be fine with that. I'm obviously, I love Bianca Belair. She could certainly win it. Charlotte, I love Charlotte. I'm sorry if you don't. I What a sad life for you. But Charlotte is amazing. So I'm happy if she gets it. If Io cashes in, she wins off of one of them. Also, just super. I'm very easy to please in this match. Like literally do anything where it is booked well. That's all I want to see. I want to see a good match. Yeah. So I don't have a prediction. Because I would honestly be like, this is something I would usually like go with who I'd want to see win. And I kind of want to see them all. I want to see them all win. Yeah. So I don't know. Side tangent. When I was talking, like, there is another feud that's starting to take place in WWE. That doesn't revolve around the title, and that's obviously Bayley versus Shotzi. So I'm looking forward to seeing that take root more. Maybe they are going to have Io cash in now, and that'll you know, kind of tie up that storyline so it's not interfering with, not that it would interfere. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I forget where I was going with that. Then we have Seth versus Finn Balor. This is gonna be another amazing match. We know because gosh darn it, we've seen it before. But I think a lot of people think Finn is going to win. I would be fine with that. This is a match where I'm just excited to see it, but I kind of hope I'm gonna go with Seth. I'm gonna go with Seth on this one. I'm not done seeing him be all crazy with the dancing, and I mean not that that would stop, but like having the championship and being like the workhorse champion. I'm not done seeing that story. So I'm gonna go with Seth for that. Cody versus Brock. It had better be Cody Rhodes. I said this when Cody lost at WrestleMania, and then they announced that, you know, and then he started the feud immediately with Brock. Brock's that like one of the things he has to overcome to get back to the, I think the payoff's going to be worth it, honestly. Like he's going to take down Brock. I know we have a long time between now and WrestleMania. Am I saying that I want to see Cody versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Yeah. Why? Because I think that's when, which answers my who I think's winning, Roman versus Jay. I think Roman's going to retain here and then lose at WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes. And I think it's going to make it all that much more magical when Cody wins. And I'm not just saying that because, gosh darn it, I am going to be in attendance. I haven't bought my ticket yet because it's not on sale yet, but I will be there. Bucket list, it's happening. So yeah. And I think Roman and Jay are going to have an awesome sauce of a match as well. Yeah, I'm just the card is awesome. There's nothing that I wish the Battle Royal freaking meant something. I would be excited for it then. But you know, with the people who have been announced for it, at least like they're not for lack of a better word, they're not like throwaways, right? They're people who are excellent wrestlers, who have storylines, who people want to see pushed, and who are getting pushed in varying degrees. So whenever you have a battle royal like that, I think that makes for a more interesting time. Like we might see other storylines come out of this. So with any luck, crossing fingers. But yeah, hopefully you're still here. And you can let me know how I did doing this podcast by myself today. Again, in the future, I don't know if it's I'm going to try to get another co-host. I have someone in mind. Um, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes. This all happened very fast. So if nothing else, I will be doing some what or Women Wrestling Forgot by myself, that series for a bit. Even if I do get a co-host, I really want to pick up that series again and do more of them because there's a lot of women I have on the list. So the one thing that's not going to change is our sign off, which is in the in the words of our Lord and Savior, John Cena: hustle, loyalty, and respect. Yabadoo.